Okay, now it's story time. On July 17th of 2014, the most wonderful, amazing person walked into my life. As soon as I met her, I knew she was special. As a matter of fact, that night, I told her, after we had met and talked for a few hours and danced, I told her, I said, please make sure that you text me. You're special. I'm excited about you. I remember the look on her face and the way it lit up because she was so excited. The next day I kicked myself because I was afraid because I didn't have her number. I was like, what if, she's like everybody else and just doesn't text me back. But no, she texted me the next day, and as soon as she did, I knew this was going to be the person that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. And everything was on course. Everything was right. We got engaged the next summer. A year later, we went to the place of engagement and had our Mr. and Mrs. shirts on after we were married. This is the calendar she used to put everything on. The reason I'm putting this up is because what's going to happen is that tomorrow she's going to come here with some friends of hers, and she's going to take all of her stuff because she has left me. It's gone. It's over. She did this room. Look at this. Look at how amazing and how much work she put into all of this. You know, the house that's falling apart, that's just unlivable for her. She painted this hallway. Look at this bathroom that she did. She did such a great job. I mean, if anybody would see before and after pictures of what this place used to look like, everybody would be amazed. It was unbelievable, the transformation and the work that she put into this place. I was so proud of her. They even did a makeover on this room. Never got any further than that, but it was painted and done. Painted all the woodwork. Here are some of her wedding pictures. Look how happy she was. Look at that. Look at how happy she was. These are all from the wedding day. I can't remember ever being as happy. Look at all the love rules that we have here. Remember why you fell in love. Live happily ever after. It's very ironic. Very ironic. We've got some more downstairs. Look at how happy she was. I was so happy too. I'm telling you, we were the perfect couple. We were going to make it. Look at the picture of us on our honeymoon. We were going to have a family together. No one will ever understand the amount of pain that I have been going through in the last 2 weeks. Where you think that your life is absolutely perfect. Nothing can go wrong. Everything is fantastic. And then suddenly, everything is taken from you just like that. Because someone couldn't remember why they fell in love. Or perhaps they forgot. Always kiss me goodnight. Look at the montage of pictures of the happy family that we were. It's all gone. Because tomorrow, she's going to come and take all of her stuff and be officially moved out. Because she's going to be successful. Yes, she is. And you can't have someone like me holding her back because I didn't support her any of the way, which is an absolute bold-faced lie. She wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for me, because I urged her to do everything that she did. And then suddenly, something happened. Literally about a month ago, something changed. And I'm supposed to just be able to accept that. Well, let me put it to you this way. I've accepted the fact that she doesn't love me anymore. That I have accepted. I can't accept that our relationship was so strong. If you would have asked all of our Facebook friends, who would stay together? Who would be together forever? We would be top 5 on everybody's list. We would have been. We would have been. Because everybody that saw us, everybody that knew us, knew how much we loved each other. Because we were always there for each other. We were best friends. And then suddenly, a month ago, it all went downhill overnight. There was a 2-week time frame where she acted very strangely, and I asked her repeatedly what was wrong, and there was never an answer given. Usually it was, oh, I'm sick, oh, my belly hurts, I have a pain here, I have a headache, and those things were usual. Those things happened to her often, and it was accepted. I thought it was okay. Until suddenly, last Tuesday, 11 days ago, I said, look, you got to tell me what's going on. And she was like, all right, I wanted to have this talk. She was like, I've been trying to put off this talk because I didn't want to have it because I know where it's going to go. And then she basically just said everything that's wrong with me, which is true. It's absolutely true. Number one, I'm poor, and I've always been poor. I don't have a lot of money, and that's never going to change. And that's just not acceptable, It didn't matter that there was, several months at different times where she didn't have a job. That's different. That's different. But I actually have a job, and I'm making some of the most money that I've ever made in my life right now. But it's just not on a high enough level for her. And then here's another one, that she didn't like the way I was raising my son. Well, look, I'll be the first to say I'm not very strict with my son. I got that. I'm rather lax. But again, nothing changed. Nothing changed in the last 4 years. 3.5, if you want to be specific. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. So why is it an issue now? And then finally, I'm messy. The house is sloppy. I don't help. I'm not handy. Yeah, you're right. These are all things that are true. And actually, I'd argue that, I do the laundry. I do the dishes about half the time. I mow the lawn. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not trying to give myself a pat on the back for doing these things, but these are things that have to get done, that if I didn't do them, they wouldn't get done. And, it all boils down to money. I hate to say it, but that's the biggest reason. She decided that, she's going to be stuck in this house, this unforsaken, terrible house, for the next 2 years until she moves up in the world. That's why. Just 2 more years, she couldn't wait for me. And then like that, she was gone. We had one argument, and I wasn't ready for it. I wish I would have handled the argument differently because I would have done anything for her. Let's be honest. I didn't know at the time. I defended myself because I wanted to keep doing what I was doing as a job. I wanted to, I just wasn't ready. If I knew that she already had checked out of the relationship, oh my gosh, would I have given her different answers? Yes, I would have. Absolutely, because I could. I loved her so much, I would have done anything for her. But it wouldn't have mattered because she just fell out of love with me. She just kicked me to the side because she didn't need me anymore. She has a new friend that she can go live with. She doesn't need to live here. So why would she want the baggage of me and my son when she can go live a carefree life? Why would she need that? Yeah, that's what happened to me. This is the bed that we used to lay in, and some of the best times in here was when we had these talks that were late at night, and I'd scold her and say, "Look, you got to go to bed," but we would just keep talking and we would laugh and have fantastic conversations. She'll never understand what she did to me. She has no idea. She has no clue. And the funny thing is that she hates me right now. Absolutely hates me. I can barely get 2 words out of her in any kind of conversation just via text. She left one day, came back the next day, and I was begging her, pleading her to stay. She wouldn't even have a conversation with me. She packed up all of her stuff. While packing, she was like, "You can talk while I pack." She wouldn't stand there and talk to me. I think because she was afraid I'd be able to talk her into staying. She had checked out. She didn't want to be here anymore. She had fallen out of love with me. And let me tell you something. When you love someone as much as I do, and they check out, there's nothing as painful as that. And to whoever's watching this, if anybody ever does, because again, I'm not putting this online. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm putting it online, but it's almost like an Easter egg. You're going to have to look to find it. But that's why, right now, on this date, going into tomorrow, when she's going to come and take all of her stuff, this is the saddest house. You have no idea how sad it really is. We were so amazing together.